Welcome to the road to 1 million US dollars. Let's get right into the Bitcoin chart for today, starting on this 1 day time frame for Bitcoin, because currently we have this bullish divergence in the charts, which is when we have lower lows in the Bitcoin price and higher lows in the RSI momentum indicator. Typically, this points towards either some choppy sideways price action or potentially some bullish momentum on the 1 day time frame. So in terms of a timing window, it does look like we are getting somewhat close to actually finding a low here. We may have a little bit of downside left, but starting to see some of these bullish divergences start to show up, that is typically a good thing to see if you are a bull. Now, just because we have this one bullish divergence here does not mean that we necessarily are immediately going to just shoot up from here, because sometimes you will actually get multiple bullish divergences back to back before you actually get one that then turns out to be the reversal signal. But seeing a bullish divergence on the 1 day time frame is definitely a very good start for the bull case for Bitcoin to potentially start resuming to the upside sometime soon. If we're talking about invalidation for this bullish divergence, it would either be if we get a candle close below this descending trend line, or if we get a close below this RSI trend line on the 1 day time frame once again. One reason why I don't think we are fully out of the woods yet is because we do have a CME gap to the downside sitting at around 94.7k. Typically over 90% of CME gaps tend to get filled, so potentially we could see a bit of a wick or a move to the downside early on next week here in order to fill the CME gap, and then hopefully from there we actually bounce and start seeing that bullish divergence play out. As of right now, this 0.236 Fibonacci level is acting as a short-term level of support, sitting at around 95.7k. By the way, before I move on, sorry for not uploading yesterday, guys. Somehow I woke up really sick on Saturday, so I took this whole Saturday and Sunday morning off to just fully recover and to sleep it out. I'm already feeling a lot better, so I'm looking forward to getting that consistency back on the channel here starting from today. But if we start seeing the bounce, then we should be expecting some resistance around this 0.382 Fibonacci level once again, sitting at 98.4k. But before we have that 98.4k level, we also have to take into account this broader downtrend that Bitcoin is in. Currently, this level of resistance is sitting at about 97.7k, but do take note of the fact that this does trend down over time. But once we get the break above here, guys, I am looking for another big move to the upside for Bitcoin, and hopefully we will also have filled that CME gap, so that is not something that we would have to worry about. Either way, I do think once we get this break above the descending line of resistance, likely that is going to be the move that sends us to much higher prices for Bitcoin, because we have simply been in this consolidation, this downtrend for such a long time that I think a lot of people are ready to get this next big move to the upside. And if this thing starts going and really starts breaking this resistance, I think a lot of people are going to be FOMOing into this move, getting a big pump. Now, of course, that is not financial advice. I'm simply telling you what I'm seeing in the charts and what I'm expecting, and you can do with that information what you like. Trading a breakout like this is going to be more risky than, for example, if you were to wait for a full breakout above 107,000, because I do think once we break 107k, that is going to be the big signal that likely we are heading for much higher new all-time highs for Bitcoin. And this 4-hour time frame breakout is just a smaller time frame breakout that I am also taking a look at. So do understand that there is a difference between the different time frames. If we take a look at the Bitcoin liquidation heat map, first of all, on this 1 week time frame, notice how we have some liquidity around that CME gap sitting at about 94.5k. So here we have about $140 million worth of long positions, and there is even quite a bit of liquidity around this 93.2k level as well. But do not forget about this liquidity to the upside sitting at 100.3k in the Bitcoin price. For now, this 1 year Bitcoin liquidation heat map actually gives the clearest picture in terms of the liquidity, because we have some liquidity to the upside at 100.2k once again, but we also have liquidity to the downside again at that 93k level, and even liquidity as low as 88,000 in the Bitcoin price. So in general, the broader analysis here, as far as I'm concerned, is that currently Bitcoin is in a downtrend, as you can see on this 4-hour time frame. Although with this bullish divergence that showed up in the charts, we could be getting close to a low. So to make my point extra clear, for now, so long as we are below this trend line I am still simply bearish on Bitcoin. Okay, I'm expecting lower price action for Bitcoin. And if we now break out above this descending line of resistance, then you will see me flip a lot more bullish once again, with the most bullish case for Bitcoin being if we break out above 107K, which I do think is going to happen at some point later on down the road. But that is pure speculation. And what I showed you here on the 4-hour time frame, that is my actual technical analysis and not my speculation. I'm simply telling you that if we break out above, I am going to be looking for long positions. And so long as we are below this, I am not bullish on the Bitcoin price in the short term. So hopefully I made my point clear here, guys, and there's no confusion about what my stance is on Bitcoin at this current moment in time. Either way, this has been today's market update. Thank you very much for watching once again, and I will see you tomorrow in the next one.